What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. For those of you who don't know, I was in the military for 10 years, and here's a random story from my time in the military. So this was actually one of my, I guess you could say, favorite stories, but it's kind of messed up, so I don't know why. It's one of my favorite stories. Anyway, so this story was actually told to me by one of my supervisors at the time, and she said that when she was stationed at the base prior to where we were at together, she was working with the maintenance squadron. Everybody's in the Air Force. They know that the maintenance squadron is amazing, right? These guys are the fraternity of the Air Force. Like they're the frat guys, you know, and they're pretty cool. I mean, they work hard, so they play hard. I was actually fortunate enough to be a part of a maintenance squadron during my time in the military, and I was a part of the 2-7. Shout out to 27. Who you with? 2-7. Anyway, so everybody knows that the maintenance squadrons, they're like the frat boys of the Air Force. You know, they're real cool, and they like to party. So she said that her and a lot of maintainers, they went to the bar one day. So as military folks, what usually happens? You know, you go to the bar and you end up at a strip club somehow, right? So her and a bunch of, you know, other maintainers, they end up going to the strip club. And there was this guy who was, I mean, you always have that guy, you know, who's just extra crazy than everybody else. So obviously a strip club, you know, you have a lot of activities there, and you know, you see girls performing and doing their thing. So during a performance, he started obviously, you know, making it rain and showing off. And for those of you who don't know, you know, the more money you spend, the more the stripper is trying to get close to you so she can get more money out of you. So she starts getting close to him, and in front of everybody, you know, it was an open show on stage, and he starts being a little extra. So he starts putting his face in places, you know, and on her breasts, and she turns around. He starts, like, you know, motorboating her butt or whatnot, and you know, everybody was just having fun, I guess you could say. So they end up partying, and you know, as the night goes on, and he ends up taking that specific stripper home with him. And the next Monday, you know, everybody was at the office, and you know, people were congratulating him. You know, like, oh man, you were crazy, you know, on Friday night or Saturday night, whatever it was. And you know, he was just proud, I guess you could say. So he ended up showing off that he ended up sleeping with the stripper. So, you know, as the week went on, you know, like I said, everybody just forgot about it. And so my supervisor was his supervisor, right? And she starts noticing that he's starting to get like a little pink eye or something like that. And, you know, she was asking him like, hey, you know, what's up with your eye? And he goes, it's just pink eye, you know, we're good, you know, I'm just putting Visine. Mind you, this is an aircraft mechanic who's in charge of, you know, tightening bolts on a billion-dollar plane. So obviously, you know, you have to be 100% healthy so you could work on these planes. And obviously you're in the Air Force, so we run off of planes, you know. I mean, that's what we have. So, you know, as time went on, she starts noticing that, hey, you know, his pink eye is getting worse. And she goes, yo, what you need to do is go to the doctor, like right now, because, you know, you can't be working on these planes with the bad eye. So he makes an appointment and he goes to the doctor. So he comes back and the doctor diagnosed him with having crabs in his eyeball. So I guess during that time that they spent at the strip club, when he was motorboating the girl, he ends up getting crabs from her bottom. And since he took time to go to the doctor to go diagnose his pink eye, the crabs attached themselves to his eyelashes, and then they started having eggs in his eyeball, right? So by the time he went to the doctor, you know, he had crabs here and he had crabs down there. And the doctor told him that since he lasted too long to go get diagnosed and go get help and go get some medication, the eggs were growing in his eyeball and they couldn't remove the eggs. So what they had to do was they had to remove his eyeball. And and obviously if they remove your eyeball, you can't be working on these billion-dollar planes for the military. So what happened was they had to remove his eyeball, and he ended up getting kicked out of the military because obviously you can't be turning a wrench on a military plane with one eyeball. And so in conclusion, stop putting your face in strippers' butts, man, because you could lose the knife. Thank you for listening to my random military story. If you can, subscribe and like the video, and I'll drop some more weird military stories for you guys. Thanks for watching.